His co-workers were worried. Looked like he was
Did you say Miss Abigail?
It's the giggles of two dead girls. On 14th August 2018, police officer Lines is assigned the time. Locals decided to set hidden trail cameras in different places. All their cameras were set up to activate on motion sensors. Here comes the chilling part. On one crazy night of 30th September, all cameras were activated around 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. But after some time, the cameras got activated again. The cameras were recording something that couldn't be seen by any human.
What?
Some spooky white light, which might be a shadow, was seen running, but it was hard to conclude what that might be until now, because another
Nigga about to light the cannon up. Boom!
local posted a video recording his dashcam when he was crossing Gettysburg Park. Grab your chairs because this might freak you out.
Because we're gonna be there anyway, and we should go on a ghost tour.
And do it live for people.
Yeah.
Chad, y'all want the ghost tour live?
Yeah.
Isn't that like Hindu?
We can go on the scariest one that they have, and we'll go at nighttime because they have them at nighttime too.
Our first live
Oh
show.
damn, we gotta wait till I drop this baby though, because I want to be lit too. Okay? Can I go to New Orleans without getting a hurricane? You know what I'm saying? Woo! Woo! Woo!
Hey, bro, y'all know what the fuck going on, bro? On why,
At first,
bro
some
keep
of
sending the
shadows took
same
the
thing.
car, but then
Like, I don't know what it
creatures who
means.
didn't want to get recorded were seen in the camera. They were moving at the speed of light.
If it's a quote that tell me to stop smoking or stop vaping, there's no need because I'm not paying attention to it.
This place is still considered to be haunted and common with paranormal activities. No one dares to pass by this road after dawn. Police and locals weren't able to stop its rumors about this park being haunted. Now, it's time for our most scary case. The footage that sends chills through the body. Moving on to our second case. On July 6, 2021, a couple who claimed a ghost named Dave lived in their home, providing evidence from a security camera to police. Ben Hubbard, a physical education teacher, and his partner, Lady Clark, an elementary school teacher, moved into a three-story house in Buckingham Hemisphere, England in 2018.
Tell the chat,
After
y'all smoke anymore?
No.
How long has it been since I smoked, buddy?
A while.
I've been let it go, bro. I know the music killing me too, bro.
short time, they began to see things happening. To capture these events, they installed a camera in their kitchen, which recorded objects mysteriously flying out of a drawer.
How you feel? Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Explain this. Man, I could have went through you. Oh.
almost like the creature just does its thing and leaves the house, as the door closes by itself. These paranormal activities kept happening and they had to leave the house eventually. With that being said, let's move on to our eighth case. It happened on 1st October 2017, but it's still considered one of the most terrifying and haunted videos on the
I ain't gonna
internet.
lie, nigga
This
just hit
school
the
is
gym.
located on the
You know what I'm
south
saying?
side of Cork City. Things took a
I ain't
turn
gonna
when
lie.
surveillance camera recorded paranormal
Yo,
activities on one side of the school.
I did the one shit, you know what I'm saying? You know how you hold the bar and you just lifting the weight up and then the weight is like on the side? My max is 14.
It's something
I
about like
might can do
school videos,
16,
man. Like,
but right now my max is 14. If I can do 16, that shit crazy.
all the way. Yeah.
That just lets you know that like
No!
14 pounds is crazy.
Somebody failed the grade. 3 levels, 1 point.
Well, it ain't 14
Nigga
pounds,
still
like,
under
cause I
my
think
dad
each
ass
weight
whoop.
weigh like 5 pounds or some shit
All
like that.
doors closing and opening, and
5 or
lockers
10
just
pounds
opening
or
by
something like that.
themselves were enough to
Cause
prove
they
that
like
it wasn't
the
staying.
steel,
Not only
the
that,
steel
thieves
metal
entered
shits,
out
the
of the
steel metal
locker as
plates
well.
stacked on top of each other. So the fact that I can lift 14 of those shits stacked on top of each other is crazy. I'm over that motherfucker lifting that motherfucker 10 times.
And bad parent teacher conference.
That's
That
set
nigga
of
devil.
10. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Dangerous.
I ain't gonna lie, the reason I went to the gym today is simply just to get
Press
strong.
one and chat. Hey, every time you have
That be
parent
the
teacher
main
conference,
goal
bro,
every time. Lift more than
he
what you
trying to
lift
hustle you
last
Christy
time.
fast.
Madriscoll, formerly D Park
I hate that.
CBS,
Press
Cause
it
you
up.
don't
a
want to go
tutor
to the gym
us,
and just
who
lift
owned a
the same
school on
shit every
Kirk
single
Southside.
time.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I tried
You gotta lift
I tried to change a L to
heavier
a
A
B.
if
plus?
you want to see
A B.
results.
Oh my gosh.
I did. I tried to try a F to a B. You know that 2 F's there, you can get a black pen and boom into a B. Parents called me.
I don't know what that
Damn,
means,
Elliot.
but
How?
I think the last part say girls or something
It
like
just don't
that.
make sense. How for 3 6 weeks you got D's, C's, also you got
Something to
like,
do
and I
with
had an F.
girls or
Now
something like that.
it went from an F to a B. It didn't make no sense. I'm talking about how you went from a B, so you know they added up. And that good ass whooping.
You need to get a switch.
Nah, my dad had a big ass belt.
Oh damn, how big?
Like that deep
It's leather.
leather for real. Same belt that he used to go work clock in at. How about you?
You can go get a leather belt for me. I'll fulfill your childhood dreams. Your childhood nightmares.
Let's go back to the video. Hey yo.
Made headlines in 2017 when they shared footage from the CCTV cameras of an alleged paranormal presence and its reputation as the world's most haunted school. The school principal later revealed that the reason behind its paranormal activities is because the area was built on mass
Yeah,
graves,
see,
where the English used to hang
I
people
think yeah
and those in the
the
mortuary
only
no
language I
longer
be
saw a human.
speaking is
Let's
English,
find out
but I
earlier in
know
this
some
case.
Spanish,
On December 17,
some
2014, when
like
everyone was
certain
sleeping
words.
peacefully, a
Or if I
ghost
hear
coming
like
out of
a
the
sentence,
mortuary was
I be
caught
like,
on
oh
the
yeah, I know
CCTV
what you're talking
camera.
about.
This video was submitted to police
Cause it
because
be
the
like this
security
one
thought that
Spanish
it could be some
person
human.
that come to my
But this
job every
video
time and
shook
they be ordering
cops
in
as well.
Spanish, and I just be like, whenever I like when they be like cuatro or something like that, I just know they mean tacos. So they be like cuatro tacos, you know what I'm saying?
Is that a
Or
person
like,
standing right there?
but they'll say some
Look,
other
in the
stuff,
back.
but I know what it is, like a large fry or a curly fry. They'll say that in Spanish, and I already know what they mean. And then I got these headphones that's supposed to like help you translate Spanish.
Yeah, shit, I ain't funny. For real, bro. You laughing, I'm fucking
But I don't know how to do it yet.
y'all pay that for free.
I gotta learn how to set it up. So if somebody was to speak Spanish, I'd be like, oh, plazy plazy.
Babe, it's a screen.
Or if I go into the nail salon and a nigga wanna get down,
You too damn big to be that
get his nails trimmed up a little bit, and you wanna hear what they saying,
I'm serious. You laughing.
because I ain't gonna lie, they be talking, some of them be talking some stuff.
You laughing.
Some of them be talking some stuff.
Oh shit.
Why a nigga put the most scary
I
clip
done
at the
seen the
end?
video of it.
Take the best
A lady went, I went there or something like that, or
A
Shaq
black
went there
shadow
or something
running
like
at
that.
speed of light. No possible human could run this fast. This paranormal activity was recorded on camera, luckily, because no one
Speaking
would
of
have believed
Shaq,
about this ghost.
and it's a real jersey. I got it for $12 at the thrift store. The fact that you can find real shit at the thrift store is crazy.
I'm sorry.
The black shadow at first was standing at one end of the hallway, looking like some human, but as soon as he crossed the hallway, it was clear that this was some creature out of this world. These cases reveal eerie encounters with the unknown, leaving behind chilling evidence from haunted hotels.
Yeah. I could look at something like going at but like this. I won't get scared. If it run into me,
Ain't gonna lie, I
oh, I
love
can't take it. I
paranormal
can't take it.
videos.
Yeah.
I like to, I don't know, I like to see
Yeah,
the
damn. I
spirits
freeze
in
every time.
action,
Yeah, you been telling people
watching
turn
them
around.
throw stuff, or
I froze up because they came to me.
catching them
I'm
on
not scared of
camera.
if I go attack a situation. I'm not scared, but if it come towards me, I don't know. Some type of that shit's scary.
Oh yeah, the model Royal Rumble too. Yeah.
You're telling me that was Adolf Hitler? That he chilled his alcohol in that?
Absolutely. Just zoom in right in on that. You can see the AH, and our soldiers took that. And this is featured in.
Oh God, yeah. Jeez.
And this stuff is featured in some movies and other stuff like that.
Look at that. You can see the AH. Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, and they took over. So our soldiers took over this, and you know what? That's a war trophy, and that ended up with me, and I'm going to hold on to this for a long time because that's a really, really something special. To take over his home, probably the most evil person to ever live.
I hope you said excellent. I'm doing great today, too. Well, today we're going back to my pal Martin's house, and he's got some special stuff for us to see today because since we are filming this around Halloween, he's got a special Halloween theme party that he's doing this year, and some of his collection is going to be part of that theme party, and he's going to show it to us today. Days with Jordan the Lion, it begins right now. This couldn't really be the Rocky 3 bike, could it?
Jordan, yes it is. This is the Rocky 3 bike. So what happened was there was 2 of these made. This is a cool piece of movie history. So there was 2 of these made, Vinny Big Daddy Bergman, and there was 2 of them utilized. This was used in Rocky 3, the other one, and that's signed by Stallone, saying Rocky 3. The other one was used in Rocky 3 and 5. And my buddy Nick has the other one. It's actually in his home. I'm jealous because mine is still in my garage. His bike is actually inside of his house. He moved it into his living room. So it's a cool piece of movie history. What's cool is Stallone signed it over to me, and then not only did he sign it over to me, and then just because everything's so authenticated, you know, they want everything perfect. He even got a picture of him signing it in his own house over to me, which is super cool.
That's really cool.
Cool stuff.
I was just watching this movie wondering what happened to it, and now I know.
All right, so Jordan, in my downstairs bathroom, this is a true collector. So one of the things we are all absolutely astonished by was the JFK assassination.
Oh yeah.
And, man, we still don't know the answers. Was there more than one shooter? Was there?
Oh yeah, fun fact. You know I met Muhammad Ali's wife. Just saying. She came to my high school years back. And she like told a speech and stuff.
Was a shooter from a grassy knoll? We just don't know. So the bottom line is this. I've been infatuated with that since I was a kid in high school. We would...
Another fun fact. My one side of my fam stayed like right near Missy Elliott. Like down the street type shit. And then I met her in one of my old neighborhoods, a former Pittsburgh Steelers, like a linebacker or something like that, or a safety. Nah, he was a running back, but he ended up staying out there, and he was watching me hoop at the basketball court and shit. And we made a YouTube video. I don't know if that YouTube video was out or not, but it was just you know what I'm saying, a basketball video of me doing trick shots and shit.
We would study, and I remember I had to take a position of that there was more than one shooter, and then somebody debated me on the other side in high school. So since that point, like in 10th grade, I was infatuated with it. But this is something really cool. So these are out there. They're rare, but Fred Ferguson, or Von Ferguson, took the limousine, and most people don't know this. He took it and serviced it in Ohio. And what happened was he ripped off 2 pieces of leather. You can see that original photo. They were bigger pieces. And what he did was he took those pieces off and he gifted them
Damn, it's
over to
4:48
Raleigh
p.m. over here.
Ceramics later on. Raleigh was a big Olympic collector. And actually one of my mentors, he's passed on since Raleigh was big into presidential China and
Where
that
is
type of stuff.
Denmark
Raleigh
compared
actually
to Canada?
guided me with some Olympic stuff way back. But bottom
What's
line
that,
is
like
this
all
is
the way
50
across
some
the
odd
map?
years later. This is these pieces with JFK's blood still on it. It's insane to still have this.
Oh my gosh, how many people, I mean, you like, this is museum type stuff.
Yes, this is rare stuff to get. So bottom line with this stuff is Eric Dorr has a big piece. He's at the Gettysburg Museum, and I do work with Eric on some stuff. Eric does have a big piece of this. You can see a video of it on YouTube as well, because I do go by it. But I actually, what's really cool about this, before I made this deal years back, I told the person who had it, I said, I want the original paperwork on it. So that's the actual original paperwork. Everybody else, when they sell these little pieces, which we'll show here in a little bit, they all have the photocopies. So I have the actual original paperwork. That's Clint Hill, by the way. Those things you're showing, that's Clint Hill. He was a Secret Service agent. So Clint Hill would, he's the one who jumped up on the limousine for Jacqueline Kennedy. Clint Hill's still alive. He's in his early 90s, and he's still doing lectures and stuff like that. I believe he's 92 or 93 now. So, and he's had a big sense of guilt about that whole thing because he was the main Secret Service guy assigned that day.
It's interesting too because you know the car is on display at the Henry Ford Museum, but people are always like, how do we know? Because they took everything out of it. That's like all that's left of what was really in there.
And this is cool to have this. So
huge pieces.
So in my home, downstairs bathroom, if you ever use it, you're right next to a piece of history. Wow. That's actually JFK's button there 50 some odd years later. But what collectors do is people do stuff for profit, which I don't do. I don't believe in that. It's just I believe.
Break free with the new Opera GX,
Nah,
the browser
I
that
don't
puts
eat
you in
nicotine.
control with a brand new design that frees.
I believe in collecting because you
You
collect and want
smoke
to preserve the
nicotine.
memorabilia. That's been my theme always throughout this thing. But people will take it and splice it up into smaller pieces to make
I think
profit.
people who
So
eat
you're
nicotine
starting
be
to
like
see
the
these
old
little
heads,
pieces.
cause they
University
like to
Archives,
chew
so
the
John
tobacco
Resnick,
and
he
shit.
has little pieces like this that they authenticate. They go for some
Or
massive
baseball
amount now,
players,
and
they
you
like
can't
to
see the
chew the
blood on them.
tobacco and shit.
And it comes from the
I
darker
never
part of the
chew no
Mississippi.
tobacco.
So that bottom line, you'll see those things on auction now for some crazy prices. But bottom line is this: we preserve the history. This is such a cool piece to have. And Jordan, basically, this is something else really cool. I was a big fan of the movie The Hurricane, starring Denzel Washington. That story, a real life story about women Hurricane Carter. And I have some really cool stuff I acquired years back. So this is his some of his boxing gear. That's that's what the Hurricane used to look like on the cover. But he was pretty jacked up at that point. But what's really cool is, so he was wrongly convicted of a murder that he never did. And it's all in the movie with the Hurricane. Suggest to watch it. Really good watch with the Denzel movie. This is actual his letters to his family and his actual appeals in here. He would be working on his appeal.
Not just copies, you have the actual ones.
The actual stuff that he's got. It's unbelievable. So these were passed on to somebody else years ago, and then they got passed on to me. It was passed on from his family to another collector, and it got passed on to me in the same way. And I've had these in my collection for years, but these are really cool pieces of history because that's the actual appeal stuff. And it goes layers back. You can read stuff that he wrote to his family and things like that. But the really cool part of the actual prison appeals.
And then here you can see State versus Carter and Artis.
Yep. And John Artis, just to go back on him too, he stuck with him, and you can see that in the movie. John Artis and him were wrongly convicted. It was quite a story, quite a great movie. John, unfortunately, they both passed away. Ruben passed away about 4 years ago or so, 3 or 4 years back. And John Artis, I believe, actually passed away, I believe, last year. By the way, welcome to Massachusetts. I hope you enjoyed it up here. So they love the Patriots up here. Tom Brady, still a little bit of a sore topic, but listen, the bottom line is he is the greatest. Well, I'm a Cowboys fan, even I admit that. Tom Brady's excellent. So now he's down with the Bucs, but bottom line is this: these are cool to have. We have 2 Tom Brady game-worn jerseys. So what's cool about this one is, when you look back at this piece, we know around the time era it was done because that MHK on it, which was Myra Kraft. That was when she passed away. That was Bob Kraft's wife when she passed away. And so bottom line is we have a couple of Tom Brady pieces from game-worn stuff, and these are Mir certified jerseys, and they're very cool to have up in the collection. And
they're gonna be highly sought after, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's a legend.
Yep, no doubt about it. This is something really cool. If you ever watched the movie Jerry Maguire, this is the piece, the whole set of Show Me the Money, Cuba Gooding Jr. Show Me the Money.
Rod Tidwell.
That's it, baby, with the Arizona Cardinals. This is the actual piece that he wore, Cuba Gooding Jr. wore, and what a quote that is, still quoted to this day. So what a good movie that was, and fascinating thing. So this is good old Rod Tidwell's jersey.
And we know that scene where he comes out showing his butt, so that was pretty appropriate.
Well, look at that. So I secure that a little bit better. Jordan, another cool piece in the collection, Shaquille O'Neal. Look at his rookie shoes. Look how big these are. They're huge. They're huge. I mean, if you look at my feet, from down here, but I'm a size 10.
Wow.
So that just shows you how big Shaq
I think he was
is.
size 22, something like that.
Yeah, he's huge.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy
Is
stuff.
that a rookie jersey or game-worn jersey also?
That would be a rookie game-worn jersey. I'm 99% sure about that. I have to look that up, but I know he used that in the rookie year. That was super cool.
What? Now, tell me the story. I'm seeing a Walter Payton jersey. That couldn't be for real, could it?
That's for real, brother. That was Walter Payton game-used jersey. He didn't use it too much because it's still in decent condition. I like getting the jerseys, and you may have seen some upstairs with the Cowboys when they're all like beaten up and worn. You got mud all over it. That's the cool stuff. So he definitely used this. We have this all certified through Mears, but that's a really cool Walter Payton game-used jersey. So can't say which one, whatever it is. Mears did the certification. This guy Troy down there who we work with, and they do all that type of stuff. But Mears certifies all the jerseys they have, and there's different certifications. You go from Mir A5 to A10. Even with baseball bats and stuff, they certify them, so it's really cool. So Mears is well known. Mears does authentication of any type of jerseys. And just to continue, I'll show you a couple more pieces. This is Dwight Gooden's minor league jersey from the Tides. Really cool piece. I actually messaged Dwight about this, that I had this, and we've been really cool piece.
That would have been a minor league team of the Mets.
Yeah, the Tidewater Met, the Tide basically. Basically, you have David Winfield used jersey, a Hall of Famer. O.J. Simpson, Terrell Owens. Now Terrell Owens, this guy was what a talent.
You blew right past OJ. He's a star. He's a star of Naked Gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a game jersey?
Game jersey signed by OJ, basically.
Wow.
Or it could have been, you know what? It had some ruffles in it, so it could have been practice used. But I have to look this up. Honestly, it's been a few years since I've had this, so it was used either in practice or used by OJ at some point. But you know, OJ signed a lot of stuff. We know that, and basically with all this trouble he's gotten into, so that's why I skipped right over that. We don't want to offend anybody, but bottom line is, I went to Terrell Owens. I mean, that's a talent with his 49.
Absolutely.
And
I
I'm
don't
a
even
Cowboys
check
fan,
them
and I still
out
respect it. Only
on my
became a Cowboy
YouTube.
later on, but it really ticked us off when he took that ball. And put
I
that
don't
right in
even know
the
if these
50-yard line.
lives be
Because
giving
George
me
Teague was the guy who went out
money.
there and belted him. I'll never forget that moment. So
I just
he
be
took
going
that ball
live
right
just
in
to
the
go
50-yard line,
live.
and we were getting our asses kicked, and we still, George Teague took care of it. So thank you, George Teague, for doing that. But then Terrell came over to our side, and he was a good Cowboy.
If people do be getting paid
I'm
from
seeing
the
a signed
lives,
photo by
then I
all
should
of
be getting
the
paid a
Jackson
lot
5.
because
For the Jacksons, I don't know which. I mean, this would have
some of
been
my
Victory
videos
Tour.
be getting like
Need a confidence boost
100
when
views,
filing your own
200
taxes?
views, 300
Add a tax
views.
pro review when you file online with H&R Block. A tax pro will ensure you the best possible outcome and then file your return for you. Tax pro review. It's the convenience of home and the confidence of a pro. Panera's new Asiago bagel stacks are just $7.99 each, packed with bold flavors and here for a limited time.
Tour era, so
Michael's down there.
yeah, wow.
Jordan, this is some trivia for your followers and everybody who watches you. Since we just showed the Tom Brady piece, does anybody know who Tom Brady's first touchdown pass was to? Any idea? Well, I have the jersey here. Not the actual jersey from that day, but for the player. Terry Glenn. And Terry Glenn unfortunately passed away in a car accident, I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago. But that's Tom Brady's first touchdown pass. This is something I got into recently collecting, and it's really controversial, but I'm having a Halloween party. So we decided to go with a theme of a serial killer memorabilia theme. And I'll tell you, one of the things that influenced me a little bit to collect some of this stuff was Zach Bagans. I went out to Zach Bagans' museum earlier this year in Vegas, and I was blown away by what the stuff he had in his,
I mean, I
in his
got
haunted museum. It's
27,000
actually quite scary.
on
So
TikTok,
I'm careful about
but
what
I
I
just
collect,
only
but I'm
got
doing a
like
serial killer
2,600 on
Halloween
here.
party, and I was able to acquire, with some help of some really good collectors, Pogo and a reverse Pogo, which was painted by John Wayne Gacy. They are out there. They're rare, but they're still out there. They're not impossible to get. You'll see one come up for auction, or one will be on the website for sale.
You said reverse. There was like a story to it, right?
Yes. So what the story is, the legendary story with this is he drew the normal Pogo in this angle before he was actually moved over to death row himself. Then on death row, the actual death row, he drew about 70 or so of the actual reverse Pogos, which is the opposite image. So, which was quite an interesting thing. So I was explained that by a few collectors, although one other collector, Eric Holler, says, don't believe all the hype with that. Eric's a big time collector. I've got a couple of the other guys, my friend Jordan and some of the other guys are on the side of that. There actually was a reason why he switched to Pogos. And it makes sense when you're drawing this angle for so long, and then you switch it over to the other angle.
This is a portrait of Manson that Gacy did.
Correct. That is a really, really cool piece to see, a serial killer drawing another serial killer.
Yeah.
So again, this will be featured at the Halloween party, and then it will be taken down afterwards. But people do want to see it. There's a big following of people who do see this stuff and do want to see it.
Picture of Charles Manson in prison. Looks like he's mopping there, sweeping the floors.
Somebody signed it, which is interesting. So we actually signed that picture. Crazy stuff. This is a drawing that Manson did, and it's a quite interesting artwork. It's just pure chaos, like Manson was. So you have a bunch of stuff here that was just drawn, and there's no really rhyme or reason to it. But that is a crazy Manson drawing that he did, signed by Manson. If you notice his signature, if you want to zoom in on the signature, he always draws that little swastika on it. So he still drew that little swastika. Even on that one, he snuck that little swastika in on the Manson part. This is some stuff that Robert Bardot did. Robert Bardot killed Rebecca Schaefer. And again, this stuff is very controversial. I'm only going to put it up for Halloween, but it's unbelievable that there's such a following for this stuff out there. People do want to see stuff by Bardot. And I'll keep this.
Wow, he did Kiss?
He did Kiss, yep, he did Kiss. So you got Bardot stuff, and he's got an interesting following. So he did a bunch of stuff by Kiss, Peter Criss, and then he did Jason from Friday the 13th. So again, I'm going to showcase some of this stuff out there. And that's actually a self-portrait of himself. So he did that stuff. And then he drew some other paintings there. This is a Gacy. Gacy actually drew, that would be Garfield. So he drew some Garfield stuff too. And that's interesting.
And that's a self-portrait that Gacy did?
Just a self-portrait of Gacy that he did. And what's interesting, my mom asked me, she goes, what's that N on his forehead? What's actually his hair? So when you go to his actual picture, his hair was, you can see the little, and he drew that detail. And so any way you get Gacy stuff authenticated, it's pretty simple. It all came on this frame in the back. He authenticated right John Wayne Gacy. This is a Manson tape of songs that hasn't been heard probably in 35, 40 years. We're going to put this in a recorder, and for the late crew that stay and I want to hear it, we're going to play it for them. It'll be quite a lot of fun. So that'll be cool. And then this is cool too, Jordan. Look at this. So again, there's a big following of people who want to see this stuff. This is Night Stalker Richard Ramirez picture as a kid.
Oh wow!
Yeah, picture with him, in prison, basically in his shirt. You got this stuff. And again, Zach Bagans has the most craziest stuff of all this stuff over in his museum. I'm going to just put out a small sample of this stuff for my Halloween bash. This was done by Richard Ramirez, Night Stalker. So
oh wow!
Really cool piece. He was into Spider-Man, doing all this type of stuff. And surprisingly, just like Gacy, these serial killers like Ramirez, they knew how to draw. They didn't draw that bad. I'll tell you what, I couldn't do a sketch like this.
So this was another Robert Bardot. And I looked at that and I was like, who's that vampire? And then I looked at it and noticed that he identified it. That's Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
Wow. This one he drew of Amanda Knox. And then this one's Caden Cross, and it says adult star. And I'm sitting here wondering to myself, what is he just sitting there watching porn all the time in prison? Is that what's going on here? Because this was this was drawn in 2011. So another piece by the Night Stalker. So here's a letter from BTK killer, Dennis Rader. I saw documentaries on this guy. He was just an absolute maniac, just tortured his community. Not even with just the killings, just as a person. He was just, everybody seemed to dislike this guy. Look at this. He's keeps everything in like a graph form, organized.
And Jordan, how about he was an ADT security installer at some point too? Can you imagine that?
Oh my God. Having that kind of access to people.
Yeah, at that point. And everything you see on his letters, look how just, when you see these letters, I'll show you this part, zoom in, it's always has some cryptic meaning and some symbolism.
Oh yeah, wow.
You just see these stuff, and that's when he would do the BTK. He still does it in his own letters. You have to decipher what he's trying to say.
Then you don't see this too often. Someone that actually owns not one, but 2 gowns worn and owned by Jacqueline Kennedy.
The grand finale of one of the cool things that I have. So again, I do collect some controversial items, but this is done respectfully. This was bought back by our troops, and today is 9/11. So this is something really, really, really special, because our troops bought this back in 1945. They took Hitler's champagne bottle and they drank on his deck out of his bottle, and they celebrated when they took over the Berghof in 1945.
You're telling me that was Adolf Hitler, that he chilled his alcohol in that?
Absolutely. To zoom in right in on that, you can see the AH, and our soldiers took that, And this is featured in.
Oh God, yeah, jeez.
And this stuff is featured in some movies and other stuff like
Yeah,
that.
look at that. You can see the Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, and they took over. So our soldiers took over this, and you know what? That's a war trophy, and that ended up with me. And I'm going to hold on to this for a long time because that's a really something special to take over his home. Probably the most evil person to ever live, and they celebrated by taking his stuff and drinking out of it. So he deserved every bit of that we took over. We celebrated with his own.
Yeah, because I made you moderator. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's why your thing blew.
But what you've just witnessed. Tony Storm, you do it again. Killing it. I wish they could have said this for Dynamite so I could have actually been watching it because I was watching Saturday Night Main Event. But, bro, like, I love Timeless Tony Storm. The rookie character was fun, making fun of Mariah May, poking fun at her. I like that little spin, but this is the Tony Storm I want. Timeless Tony Storm is back. I'm definitely locked in now. And you know what? Put it on Collision so people get more eyes on Collision and stuff like that. So now people are like, oh, I got to start watching Collision because something interesting might happen. But I'm
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Trying to find a video. Jeepers.
What's up, y'all? Got a film on the feed, so let's get into this tea. Now, one thing about it, two things for sure, Ski. If something happens, whether it happens to Clarence or whoever, for all of y'all that you be sucking, you be shut up. If I was on his side so much and I just didn't think he did no wrong, I would not react to this type of shit. If it had anything to do with him. I react to it every time. I don't care what it is. But today, he's reacting to it himself. Yes. So let's get into it. I'm excited.
Family out to New York for Legend's birthday, and we're gonna have a blast this weekend. I tell you that. KK with the sub, appreciate you. Alright. So even though niggas, yeah, there's a lot of y'all subbing, there's a lot of subs coming in here. So if I don't shout you out, I apologize. This shit is going mad fast. I can't even see the chat. It's going crazy. Yeah, I love all y'all though. I love all y'all that's subbing up for real, for real. Alright. So throughout the years, right? Every year I feel like there's another rumor started or whatever, which is cool, nigga.
Appreciate the sub, so.
I usually address it. I feel like the only thing I didn't address was that Selena Powell situation. Because I just couldn't believe niggas even believe that I would DM a girl like that. No offense to her, but that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all don't know about the situation, it was caused by this nigga Bad Jeans. You know what I'm saying? For us, I don't know if you're new to the chat or not, but Bad Jeans is Chris Sales. He wears a lot of bad jeans, and everybody knows it. You know what I'm saying? So we just call him Bad Jeans, Funky Back. He's been exposed to have a bad back. So it's like Funky Back, Bad Jeans. You know what I'm saying? It was created by him. And if you
Hilarious.
guys didn't see that, we're going to go into that right here. And then we're going to go right into this drama. Because it all correlates, right?
Let's get into it.
Alright, so this was the thing. This was like probably like a year ago. I don't know why. Let's just get into it.
Out in Clarence for trying to fly her out allegedly. She took to TikTok. She said, "When you're known to expose and yet the YouTuber with the R&B singer girlfriend and kid in your DMs trying to fly you out, but refuse to pay hush money." Both of them.
She posted that on her TikTok. Everybody went crazy, like, oh, it gotta be Clarence. It is Clarence, for sure, Clarence. It has to be. He's the only one, right? Because you know how passionate y'all niggas be in the comments when y'all think, I don't know what y'all think, y'all niggas be ad and delusional. Like, it gotta be. It gotta be, right?
He's saying a girlfriend and kid in your DMs trying to fly you out, but refuse to pay hush money. Both for Thanksgiving, Selena Powers posted up a video with Chris Sales, Queen Naja's ex.
Damn.
And it's this nigga dating Selena Powell.
How ironic, right? So for those that always say that I'm biased and all this other even when you get a nigga Chris a chance to be like, let's see if he's telling the truth. So boom, it comes out as a rumor that Clarence squoze into Selena Powell's DMs or he did whatever he allegedly did with her. And she's mad that he didn't pay his back pay or whatever. So she decided that she was going to expose him allegedly because he didn't pay his dues. So in the midst of all of that, Chris comes out with Selena Powell. What the are we talking about? Why you ain't never on Chris' side? Why you don't ever see him? He's stupid as this never makes sense. For a lot of y'all, for his fans, it makes sense. It's like hopping in a car, turn the key, put the bitch in drive, and go in reverse, bro. That's what y'all sound like, my nigga. Real bad. So, I can't take up for him because he do stupid shit like this. So y'all...
How do I start a savings habit?
How to start shaving a rabbit. If you want a simpler way to build a habit, a BMO savings account can help. You get a cash reward every month you save.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving.
I don't think I'm biased because his stupid do shit like this. Oh yeah, what? Clarence cheating with Selena Powell? Same week, around the same time. You come out with Selena Powell, you couldn't even wait. The nigga couldn't even wait. And y'all want me to back this up? Let's continue.
I don't get how anything this nigga says is credible.
Go.
Boyfriend
About
reveal.
Clarence trying to fly Selena out is now starting to make sense.
So if that's your boyfriend, gang, this is his whole idea. Yo, post this on your TikTok, they gonna think it's this nigga. And then you gonna pull up and it's gonna be me. Like, bro, what kind of mastermind do you think you are, nigga? This is one of the corniest shit that ever happened. That's why, like, I don't really address shit. But y'all be so dumb and ugly. It be y'all ugly niggas on TikTok, too. I'm not gonna lie, I never went to a page that was, like, talking messy or clocking somebody tea. I never went to the page and it was a person with their life together. No funny like it wasn't. It's never like a normal person. It's always someone with like wooden cabinets in the back and doors missing on the like, and their sheet is the door like, and they got bumps on their face. Like it's always just the ugly. Let's keep watching them.
Chris Sales has Selena lie on TikTok and say, oh, this YouTuber that has an R&B girlfriend tried to fly me out. But really it was Chris Sales behind the scenes trying to set Clarence up. Why is Chris? Matter of fact, I don't even want to know. Any female moving forward that follow Chris Sales is no longer credible. Automatically, if you're following Chris Sales...
Oh, look at Nate. Oh, she followed Nate too. Oh, there was a whole okay. Nate, I'm not gonna lie, Chris. I'm saving you too because I just don't even want to be associated with the whole thing. Nate got to contact me with me, and he wants to get on Discord. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I should be the one. Like I don't want to be involved in y'all.
Give it to me. Nate, where are you at? If this is a smoking